Welcome back, everyone. I am Kurt Roskopf, and I'm standing in for John Petros Sr. of Mill City Marketing MA. I'm bringing you this newest episode of Revolutionize Your Marketing by Mill City Marketing MA with John Petros Sr. He's not here right here at the moment. If he comes on in, we'll just get rolling, bring him in. But in the meantime, I'm filling in for him, and I'll find out later what happened. But we're going to have a great show. Again, revolutionize your marketing. I share that passion with John to help people with their marketing, all things marketing. I talk about it as publicity, promotion, PR, press releases, customer service, personal selling, advertising. So many components to a full, complete, robust marketing plan and activities, and work that synergy to have them all leading and evolving into each other, like here at podcasting, live streaming, and having a show. See, because here at the show, we can tell you about all the different pieces we're doing, including mass media. That's been my zeal and appeal the last decade. And 5 years ago, I met Jay Stoyan with the Disability Channel, and he brought me into this TV world. And today we have one of my partners now. I'm on the board now for On the Marc TV, and we have Marc Beilin here. So, Marc, I want to bring you in, and I want to let you introduce yourself and tell us the story. Marc, how did you get into TV, and what is On the Marc TV?
Well, thank you very much, Kurt, for being a guest on this show. It's an honor and a privilege, and I wish John was here because I would say the same thing to John, that I'm on his show, and it's an honor and privilege to be with my, that my Boston friend, bringing his born and raised Jersey guy in, and saying honoring the Jersey guy, which is pretty, different from somebody from Boston, because usually we're hated rivals. So this is pretty cool to be friends. I represent and own On the Marc TV, MARC TV, and what I do is I help entrepreneurs get their brand out, get seen by more people. That's the key. You want to be seen. And so what I do is I can partner up with numerous other television networks, including EasyWay TV, iVod TV, Nonprofit TV, iDream TV, and many more to create that vision. And what we do is we broadcast amongst about 250 million people. And I can say that with truth because right now we're on 40 different brands of televisions across 180 million homes in Europe and Asia. And that'll expand even deeper with that brand called Whale TV. They created these televisions, and Miss Maureen Cooper Turner created that brand to be able to add the apps and have people watch these TVs. So we do get that many viewers across Europe and Asia. And of course, now, as in about 2 more weeks, On the Marc TV will also be on Roku, which will increase your viewership. So right now, I just want to tell you that that's what we're doing for you, and I'm bringing it back to Kurt, and I'm sure he'll ask me more questions.
There we go. Thanks, Marc. And Marc, you and I were talking previous to the show, about a new event, so event promotion, conducting events, and, how live streaming events can, help the messaging and help the reaches and help people participate. You want to share with people about the event we just organized and put together in the last hour?
Oh, so right now we're going to create this amazing event for nonprofits and beyond. So if you're a nonprofit, you're a church, a temple, a mosque, a sports team, anybody out there is trying to raise money, right? And we all know it's difficult. We're trying to get rid of the car washes, the bake sales, the golf tournaments, and not that we still want you to do those things because they're great for the community, okay? But we want to make it grow bigger, larger. We want to put it on a bigger scale. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to have me and Kurt going to be running a training show on every Wednesday around 3 p.m. And we're going to have a training to help you get involved with Inspire.World, which will become the largest fundraising organization across the world. And what Inspire.World is, it's zero cost, absolutely zero cost at all times. And what they do is you create your logo, you have your logo for them, you give them their logo, and they create your store, and they also create swag for you, and you're able to sell it on websites that they create for you. And then they share with you, they share 50-50 of all the net profits. All right, I got to make sure I say net profits, okay? And that's where you can raise money for yourself, your brand, and also your causes, which is the reason that you guys are all doing this in the first place. So we help your heart become viable and put money in your account and help the people you really want to help at no cost.
Excellent, excellent. So just yesterday, you had an exciting end of your afternoon with a business group you got that Easy Way logo in back. I know there's an event coming up on the 31st, but I'm guessing that Eric will be running the event with the pitch party on the 28th as well. Is that true? He's doing the 20th pitch party and then the 31st a major event?
Yes, sir. And but I didn't want to miss out something. What we're going to do, here's what's special. We're going to run this Inspire.World training so you guys really know what we're doing. All right. We want to be upfront and we really want you to understand what we're doing and how you can benefit from it. But the most important thing, right after that hour that me and Kurt are teaching people, we're going to have the expert himself, Mr. Dan Barrett, who's the vice president and in charge of all the operations for Inspire.World. So you'll be able to talk directly to the expert. You know how there's no prompts, no AI. You're going to be talking to a human being live right after our Inspire.World training. What more? That's about as good as it gets, right? Talking directly to the source. Okay. So let me go into what we're doing with Easy Way TV. So that's easy, like in Dr. Eric J. Zuley way. And what Easy Way TV does is it brings out to millions of people about what he helps people do. He loves nonprofits. He has what they call the BVC charity, which is getting glasses for his kids that him and his dad do. They're into wealth. They're into wellness. And what they do is every Thursday, we have this amazing thing called a pitch party. Now, we all been in Zoom rooms during COVID and stuff like that, but the pitch party is different. Everybody gets a moment. Everybody gets to shine in the light. Everybody gets to feel like they're part of it. All right. That's what Eric does better than anybody. He gets everybody involved. Sure, you do your quick 15-second or 30-second thing, but you get to be involved with everything else. And then he has giveaways. Oh my God. Last week, I won a $12,000 package. And let me tell you, to be an Easy Way member, it's only $100 a month. And with that, you get the entire force of Easy Way TV behind you. And if you go to easywaytv.com or you go to Easy Way TV, their app, and you download their app for free, you're going to find out they have multiple channels on there, including Bill Duke and Katie Linder from Young and the Restless, and all these celebrities, Jason Lives, and all these directors and these movie stars. So if you want to be one of those insiders and really get to be involved in what the world is doing, you want to become part of Easy Way. And yes, we just had an amazing event with multiple people there. And then the next on the 28th, ask me for a referral. I'll get you invited to Easy Way Pitch Party. It's free. And then if you really love that, 3 days later, oh my God, an epic, iconic event held in LA on Sacramento Street in this amazing new venue that's called the Epic Icon Center, 6,000 square feet of magic. And when I say magic, it has a studio built right into it with production. And it's now the new offices of Easy Way TV and Wealth XO and Wellness XO. So there's multiple entities that are going to be involved. And we're going to be having a gold carpet and it's free to go. And you can show up, and if you want your logos up there in front of millions, because it's also not only going to be live, but it's also going to be on television. Because why? We own television networks. So we partner up with Easy Way TV with Eric Zuley, iDream CTV and iVod TV with Miss Maureen Cooper Turner. We nonprofit TV with Anthony Sorelli, and of course myself, Marc Beilin on the Marc TV, and Jay Stoyan from the Disability Channel, which is all of Canada. Okay, so if you want your word out there, guys, we're the source.
That is great stuff right there. I'm very passionate about what Anthony Sorelli is doing, what he's built up, and what we're growing together with nonprofit TV, because I report to all of you out there, as I have for the last few years, that in the last 20 years, I've attached myself to over 100 organizations like A Second Later with Molly Welsh, or Project Diard with Brian Gibson, or Adaptive Community Approach Program, ACAP out of Waukesha, that is the nonprofit that got me started in this direction, being an advocate, a change maker, and all of these groups, 100 of them. And what Marc is talking about is really where I feel like I have arrived where I need to be, because it's this work of a couple decades where I saw myself with a handful of people, maybe a big group in these venues is like 25 people, and they may be working on a topic, a community objective, organizing, a Southeastern Wisconsin, um, planning commission and so forth. And, all of the things. And I looked at what they were doing, and I just thought it was a shame that more people out and around the marketplace didn't know about what we were doing at the table, rolling up our sleeves as stakeholders in the community. I really felt it could have been 33 times more people, involved in this process to build the future of that mission. I take the analogy like the old corporate mailrooms, where they would have these two building that mail was there for. And that's the way I look at all of this on the, you know, World Wide Web, the internet superhighway. And with all this live streaming, we're able to create a lot of goodness of fit that we can find people where we have metrics, and we have demographics, and we have data showing that they're likely interested in the missions of these nonprofits. And doing all this work in the nonprofit space, I add a little zeal and appeal that at the turn of the century, around the year 2000, I was with a group that taught me all about affinity and cause marketing. And that is an oftentimes missed opportunity by solopreneurs, micro entrepreneurs, and business people, is to look at it as a for-profit. Attaching yourself to these nonprofit missions is very wise. The big corporations, like Hewlett Packard, Microsoft, and a lot of these corporations are taking advantage for tax purposes, a lot of corporate social responsibility, and then the expectation out in the corporate space to give back to the marketplace that helps you build your business. So this is a great opportunity here with Inspire.World, Nonprofit TV, the Disability Channel on the Marc TV, with Easy Way TV, and iVod. Help me with that again, Marc. It's iVod.
TV.org.
TV.org. There we go. iVodTV.org. IVOD TV.org. Check it out. Select On the Marc TV, and you'll be seeing how we have this all structured, to get in mass distribution. And like Marc said, with Whale TV, it has gotten real exciting. And we have our friend Mike Raber. Now, Marc, take the honors and share when you got me reunited with my Milwaukee buddy, Mike Raber. What is Mike Raber working on? We're hopping on his bandwagon. It's really exciting.
Well, I do want to make sure that you go. I put all my links in there for Easy Way LA. I put it in for Inspire.World. I put everything in there. And I'll add one more link with Inspire.World. I have all my links in there that you want to be able to get onto and check everything out, so you see it visually, because we believe that half of what we see and nothing what we hear. But with us guys, you can believe everything of what you see and everything what you hear. So let me get into Mike Raber. Mike Raber, I met in Arizona. He came to an event that I was at, and Mike Raber is doing something that's special. And when I say special, Mike Raber and his partners are putting on an event along with Steve and Peter, where they're doing this event. It's called Quest for Peace, or I-Peace. And what it's 36 straight hours of music and singing and instruments and playing music with kids from 24 different time zones across the world. Okay. And for every hour, they're going to stop, because it's International Peace Day. So they're going to stop every hour for 1 minute and observe 1 minute for peace across the world. And guys, people, what do we need more than anything else? Peace. Because without peace, we don't have anything. We need peace, peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of love. We need peace. Hey, peace. Okay. We grew up in the 60s and 70s saying peace. All right. The hippies had it right. Peace. All right. People thought they were weird, but they weren't. All they wanted was peace and happiness and joy and love. That's what we all look for. And it's tough to do that. So this is what this is about. This is going to be an International Peace Day event. And then once it ends on September 21st, it's still going to go for 14. It's going to go all the way to October 14th with other things that are going on across the world. So this is a major international event. This is like Farm Aid, Live Aid. This is big, but this is not Farm Aid and Live Aid, which were, certain areas. This is global. And with the access to all the television channels and streaming television that we have with Inspired, with Easy Way TV, iVod TV, iDream CTV, On the Marc TV, it's nonstop, all right? And of course, the most important words, these are 3 words, guys, that you're really going to want to remember. Non-profit TV. Because if you have a nonprofit or any organization and you can add nonprofit TV to the end of it, wow. Think about that for a second. You can now put on your folders, you can put on your flyers, you can put on your websites, you can put on all your social media that you're affiliated with nonprofit TV, because nonprofit TV is going to be going global, and every nonprofit is going to have a space on nonprofit TV talking about you with your commercials, your ads, and different things, and interviews and special things we're going to do for nonprofit TV. And advertisers, oh boy, you want to be on nonprofit TV because this is going to be the most viewed channel in the world. Because why? It's nonprofit TV, and it's connected to all the rest of these networks.
That is for sure. And this is a great time to hop on board. In the United States of America, it's pretty well known for all of us citizens here that with our government, the work of for-profits and nonprofits have become exponentially more important, which is a great thing. We can come together as communities and citizens, business owners, nonprofit executives, volunteers. We can all come together in this great neighboring and beloved community sense, and we can pool our resources and grow these private-public partnerships. So this is a great day for the USA and for all around the world. We're going to call this a wrap-up for today. We're just standing in for our friend John Petros Sr. We'll get the report sometime after this. I got a message out to John to check in with him. I hope all is well. I'm sure he just had some conflicting plans, but we're looking forward to his next episode here at the World of Ability Podcast Network. And with all these networks that we were talking here today, we are all conglomerated. We're all working together. We're all affiliated. We're all latching onto each other because we're out here to serve you in the marketplace like the world has never seen before. I'm Kurt Roskopf here with Marc Beilin from On the Marc TV, serving Mill City Marketing MA by John Petros Sr. Make sure to check out the work he's doing as your ambassador to Alignable, alignable.com. Check out those meetings. And John is really tearing it up out in Massachusetts there with all of his local events and working hard in the realm of marketing. So we're 3 amigos of marketing. Kurt, Marc, and John signing off for now. Tune in next Friday, as with every Friday, live at 5 Eastern with John Petros Sr. Back to you.
And I'd like to close out, I'd like to close out with one thing. That is, because there's a lot of confusion out there, guys. It's Inspire.World. It's about an orange website. You go down there, you fill it out, and you can use Marc Beilin or On the Marc TV as your referral, and use me as your referral, and that's what's going to happen. And here's the best part. Right after you fill it out, you're going to get somebody from Dan Barrett's team to contact you and talk to everything and walk you right through the whole process. So hands-on. So Inspire.World, use On the Marc TV or Marc Beilin as your referral, and sign up at Inspire.World immediately. And thank you very much, Kurt, for having me as your guest. And John, thank you very much for allowing me to be part of this.
You bet. Thank you, Marc. Very much appreciated. We love all the work you do. And if you have any questions about today's episode or anything with the World of Ability Podcast Network or anything that I can help connect over to John, feel free to call and text me, Kurt Roskopf. My phone number is 262 372-1754. Go ahead and shoot over an email. Kurt, Kurt, at spiritofthegain.org. We look forward